Last week, Mayor Emily Larson announced plans to renovate and repurpose the Downtown Duluth Public Library. Now it's up to city councilors to decide what comes next. Northern News Now's Cara Kopp was at tonight's meeting to hear what's in store for the library.
Last week, Mayor Larson announced a goal of converting Duluth's downtown library into a multi-purpose community service center, which would include a redesign and renovation with construction starting within the next couple of years. At Monday night's meeting, city councilors began working on what that would look like and how it would be funded.
We have been working for the last 10 years or so to try and devise not only the right vision for the community, but a vision that we can fund.
Library officials, along with members of the Duluth Library Foundation, brought forth 3 different resolutions for the council.
So one is we're hiring an architecture firm to actually write up the pre-work plan. 2 is a resolution to approve the funding for a consultative firm that would do the community outreach. And 3 is to approve the ability to accept funding from the Duluth Library Foundation.
That would lay the foundation for renovations to begin, which would include making space for the Workforce Development Center and other community services.
We're looking for 3 pockets of funding on this: bonding money, coronavirus funding, and then there's a federal piece as well. So all that pre-work is really vital to be able to start that process so we can secure the funding.
In the meeting, the council voted unanimously to approve $45,000 for a third-party community engagement services, $214,000 for a third-party architecture firm for pre-designs, and $150,000 from the Duluth Library Foundation.
You know, we're going to be bringing forward an exciting partnership with the Duluth Library Foundation to engage the community in planning for the comprehensive renovation of what has been our downtown library.
The 40-year-old building's set to undergo big changes soon. In Duluth, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
The pre-design plan and community engagement results will eventually be taken to state lawmakers with the goal of receiving state funding from the 2024 bonding session.